have you ever noticed the moment you finally decide to start the business, post the video, apply for the promotion, travel the world, or simply become the version of yourself that you are proud of, something inside you starts pulling you backwards? Suddenly overthinking, worried about what people are going to say, you start questioning whether you are ready. Maybe you tell yourself that you will start next month, or after you learn a little bit more, or when you feel a bit more confident. And eventually you convince yourself that right now isn't your time. But what if I told you you're not afraid of being seen at all? Because I don't think visibility is what scares people the most. I think it's everything that visibility will cost them. Because you're probably not afraid of posting a video and just clicking a button. You're afraid of what posting the video might change. How people see you, what they'll expect of you, whether they'll still accept you. So what looks like procrastination on the outside is often protection on the inside. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand why your brain resists being seen, why visibility can surprisingly feel very unsafe to you, even when it's exactly what you want. And begin to teach your nervous system that it's safe becoming the person that you're working towards. Hey, it's Shanique, and welcome to Her Internal Success, where we explore topics like neuroscience, identity, self-concept, embodiment, so that you can become and understand the woman that you are capable of becoming and not someone else. Because I believe your external success can only go as far as your internal allows. Let's get into it. One of the biggest misconceptions around your fear of visibility is that you do not have enough confidence. Then you'll have people teaching you on how to build more confidence. They'll tell you to stop caring about what people think and to just put yourself out there. And while those do sound encouraging and definitely a part of the process, they don't actually explain what's happening. Because if it was confidence, why are there people very confident in one area of their life, but completely terrified in another? Someone could be completely confident leading a whole work presentation and still be scared out of their mind to post a video online. Someone could be an incredible parent and be the same person to hesitate when they're about to start a new business. Because being seen is rarely about just being seen. Being seen is about being judged, being misunderstood, being criticized, being questioned, being expected to do more, being responsible for more, standing out, being different. None of those fears are actually about being seen, about being viewed or being looked at. They're about what being seen represents. That's why when someone tells you to simply be more confident, that's not going to work. Confidence isn't solving the real problem. And if you're watching this, chances are you do not want to stay where you are. You want to grow. You want to be more confident. You want healthier relationships. You want to start a business, travel more, create more money, build something meaningful. You essentially want your life to look completely different. But have you noticed when your life starts looking completely different, it starts feeling completely different, and not just from you, but from the people who's around you and around you often. And maybe you've been the only one talking about and starting a new business. Maybe you've been the only one to challenge the relationship dynamics within your family and your friend group. And maybe you're the only one truly trying to heal and overcome the trauma that you've gone through and break patterns that somehow everyone else seems to be accepting. And that can feel like you are speaking a completely different language that nobody else can understand, because you are beginning to imagine a life that they are not used to and they've never chose to imagine for themselves. And that feeling could feel incredibly lonely at sometimes. And now you're caught between two different versions of yourself. The version that's familiar and the version that is calling you to move forward. And this is where so many people unknowingly start to shrink, because they're in the conflict with not only themselves, but the people that you interact with. And that's because the sense of belonging is one of the deepest desires and needs of all human nature. So now logically, obviously, you know that posting one video or starting a business isn't automatically going to deem you to be kicked out of your family or your friend circle. One of the biggest things that neuroscience helped me understand is that your brain does not wake up every morning asking, how do I make her successful? And it isn't asking, how do I help her fulfill her purpose in life? It's asking one question: how do I remain safe? Because before your brain even considers helping you grow in life, it's always going to help you survive in life. And one of the ways your brain determines what is safe is by looking at what has been familiar, your constant patterns that have been repeated over and over, time by time. If you spent 20, 30, 40 years of your life being in one version of yourself, being quiet, keeping the peace, not talking too much, then the moment you decide to be someone different, your brain alerts what the heck is going on. And obviously, wanting to be a better version of yourself isn't wrong. It's just not familiar. It was operating 20, 30, 40 years in a particular way, and all of a sudden you are trying to do something different. The nervous system doesn't logically make a decision because your mind does. So your brain is going to start to do exactly what it knows to do: slow you down. It makes you second guess yourself. It fills your brain with questions like, is this going to work? What if people laugh at me? What if I embarrass myself? And I think there's so much more compassion when you're thinking in that way. Now, here's something I also want you to think about. What if you're not afraid of being seen and failing, but you're afraid of being seen and succeeding? Because success doesn't just change your bank account, it changes your life. It changes your relationships, what people expect from you, who has access to you. It changes how visible you now become. So think about it. Imagine tomorrow you wake up with the amount of money that you want in your bank account. Honey, my number is in the millions. Maybe that's $10,000, $50,000 a month, an extra $100K. At first, it sounds so excited, it'll change my life, but that's exactly it. Would your life stay the same? No, because making more money isn't just going to affect the bank account, like I said. It usually changes what your life requires from you. More responsibilities, more decisions. Your lifestyle changes completely. And maybe the people around you start treating you differently. You'll have the same people wanting more access to you or judge the limited access that they now have to you. Do you see what is happening? Your brain isn't just thinking about more money, it's anticipating everything that will come with it. And if that future feels uncomfortable, your nervous system will rather you stay in what is predictable, because predictable feels safe. So now your brain is not just asking, can I do this? It's going to be asking, can I handle everything that this is going to bring onto my life? And the most beautiful part to understanding all of this is that you understand that your brain is not trying to stop you or try to expose all the things that could go wrong. It's simply trying to protect you based on what is used to. With the understanding of neuroscience and neuroplasticity, that you can rewire your brain to now think to, how can I train my body and my mind to know that this is safe for me? So maybe healing your fear of being seen has absolutely nothing to do with building more confidence, but it has everything to do to repeatedly let your brain know that I'm safe here. I'm safe to speak. I'm safe to create. I'm safe to succeed. I'm safe to set boundaries. I'm safe to disappoint people. I'm safe to outgrow environments. I'm safe to be different. I'm safe to be seen. So remember at the beginning of the video, I said, I don't think that you are afraid of being seen. Hopefully you can now see why. Your brain is never trying to stop you from becoming who you want to be. It's trying to protect the version that has kept you safe and secure this whole time, even if it's something that you are trying to let go of. So if you are someone who's thinking, what if people judge me? What if people look at me differently? What if people expect so much more of me? Those fears isn't supposed to psych you out. Consider it a warning from your brain that the future that you're expecting, you got to prepare a little bit more. And the beautiful part is that you don't have to wait until you actually get the money, until you get the success, until you get the relationship. You can start today. You can start practicing the boundaries today. You can start protecting your energy and peace today. You You can start letting people know what you accept and what you do not accept today, as if you already had the money, after you already had the promotion, the relationship. You protect your peace right now before there's more people to access you. Because the safest way to prepare for a bigger life is to stop waiting for it now. And instead, you start living from that identity now. And it's not because you are pretending, but because you are teaching your brain and your nervous system that it's safe to be here, to accept and live here. You are teaching it that this is who I am. And every time you make a decision to live this way, you are giving yourself evidence day by day that you are her, regardless of the external proof or the validation from other people. So before you've watched this video, you thought that you were just afraid of being seen. But hopefully you understand now that you are not afraid of visibility itself, but you were protecting a sense of safety. And if this conversation resonate with you, please drop your comments down below and look out for the free community that I'm hoping to start in the next few weeks. I chose this video specifically for you to watch next. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Sending love and so much strength.